Doxy can make. Welcome back, or welcome if it is your first time watching. Usually in this space we're talking about everything that I have been crafting, either be knitting or crocheting, any kind of those. But today we're going to be discussing about a topic that has been heavily, sounds so important, but it has been requested quite a lot of times, both on my Instagram and the comments here on YouTube. So you can find me on Instagram as that's Doxy. I'll also put it on the screen, and the same on Ravelry as well. And yeah, and here it's Doxy can make. Anyways, first of all, I want to say what I'm wearing today because I forgot to do it the last time. So today I'm wearing my Milo cardigan that I briefly mentioned also in my previous video. It's a design of my own with this very nice frilly collar going all over, and I'm currently in the process of writing a pattern for it. I have written the pattern, I just need to create it. It is a lot intimidating, but I'm trying my best, so fingers crossed I'm gonna be asking for test knitter soon. So keep an eye out both on this space and on Instagram. Yeah, so today we're going to be discussing a little bit, a topic that has been asked a lot, and it is how I choose colors for my next project. And I thought about it also to give like a little bit of tips of like how I style them and combine colors like in general. Just I wanted to preface that I'm not a color specialist. I have read upon it myself, but I haven't studied it, and so whatever I'm gonna be saying today, it's a little bit more of my own personal experience and take into everything that I have read or saw and everything. So don't take it with a super strict rule that, oh, this is how it goes. No, it's more like this is how it goes according to my mind. So you're free to do whatever you want and decide upon yourself. Mostly I just wanted to give like the opportunity to people like to try, because I have heard a lot that people are like, oh, it is so hard to wear color and I don't know how to combine it and I feel like out of place. And it's kind of like the complete opposite of who I am or who I became like during like the years and what I wear. So I think it would be fun like to hear. So just keep that in mind, that I'm not a color specialist, just a person that enjoys a lot to wear color and maybe talk about it as well. Yeah, so I will be dividing kind of like the video, like the section that if you want to skip like ahead. I thought it would be nice to have like an introduction of somewhat of the color theory and like the color wheel and all of those kind of stuff, so everybody, that all of us talk like in the same base and everybody understands in the same base. And then the second is my own personal process of how do I choose color. And when I was thinking about that, I thought about that I have three ways, but I'm gonna delve into them a little bit later. And the last one is going to be more like of tips of how I combine them with patterns and other colors and so forth. Also, I'm not shaming anybody that they like to knit with neutral, grays, blacks, blues. Any color is more than welcome. You just knit with whatever makes you happy. Knit or crochet or craft in general, like if you also sew your own clothes, which I also want to learn how to do. So use the palette that is more comfortable to you. There's no rule like in this life. You can wear whatever you want. But if you want to learn like a little bit of how I perceive it, this is like the place. I wish I could stop knitting all the pinks in the world, so I can have maybe a black or a grey sweater at some point, but pinks or the color of the sunset is the colors that I gravitate myself to. And it's not sad, I like it, but sometimes I'm like, can I make something that is not too much eye-catching? Don't know, we will see, maybe in the future, never knows. But without further ado, let's get on to the color theory part. I brought my trusty notebook with me because I just don't want to mess up anything, like, so I have a little bit of like notes that I took here. So yeah, as I said, I thought it would be nice to have like to lay some base for everybody. And you might be aware that there is this color wheel. I'll try to put it also like here, which has like all the colors, like, or not all the colors in one hue, like in one tone. Of course, all of them, they go like, they have like several tones underneath and everything, but that's kind of like the base, and that's what it's called, like color wheel. Most probably you have also heard like also of categories, and what I mean by categories is that the first one, we have like the primary colors, so which are the colors that cannot be combined to make them. So that's like red, blue and yellow. Some people also call them the kindergarten or like the very childish like colors. I don't see it, but yeah, I think. Then we also have the secondary colors, which is the secondary colors, which is a result of two colors combined, like two primary colors combined together. So, for example, green comes from blue and yellow, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. What else? And then we have the territory colors, which is a combination of one secondary and one primary color. So the green that we mentioned before, if you mix it with red, no idea what they will be, I can search though. And then we have like the complementary colors. So I've mentioned like in the color wheel, those that they are like opposite each other on the wheel, and yeah, they complement each other. And as we have like on the color wheel, half of them, they are warm colors, and then the other are like cool colors. Yeah, and the color wheel is actually like a wheel that is divided into primary, secondary and territory colors. And then one very important, because I discovered as I was reading about this topic that I get dressed a lot with that, is the analogous colors, which are three colors that they are next to each other. So that could be something like the red and orange and the yellow, or red, fuchsia and the more purple tones, so like around that. And these are all kind of like that. I thought it would be a nice base like to have and to talk about it. I have to admit that in my daily life I don't think like that. It's not that I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, today I'm gonna wear complementary colors, so I'm gonna wear like primary colors or secondary. It's just something that I wake up and decide on the day without thinking just about them, if kind of something that matches in a sense. So yeah, but I thought it would be nice. And of course from those like colors that we get, you can have like different hues like of everything. So you can have like more pastel tones and or more saturated colors, as they say. Like as a person, for example, I wear like a lot of saturated colors. I have been told, and I have noticed it myself after. But there are people that either their skin complexion doesn't fit them, or it's a personal like that they don't want to wear them. So yeah. Another part that I want to mention, I'm also aware that a lot of people go and do like a color analysis with a specialist. That's why I say like I'm not a color specialist. So where you get to discover according to your skin tone what kind of colors looks the best to you, and what exactly accentuates your own like features. I haven't done that. I would like it, but I'm just afraid that if I do it, I'm not gonna be wearing colors that I really like. So I think I'm just not doing it out of being scared that I'm gonna have some results that I don't like. Well, as I said in the beginning though, like you can always do, you can wear whatever you want. Doesn't matter if like you've done a color analysis and a color that maybe doesn't suit you really wants to wear it. But yeah, but I think it would be interesting to see like what exactly and if maybe my choices match up. So I know that a lot of local yarn stores around the world like maybe organize it, and I have heard somewhere also in Helsinki that there was an interest of organizing it. So if you have access to it, you can, I would say like maybe you could go. I have heard also of people doing, asking chat like AI in general, AI to, with some pictures like, hey, can you tell me what kind of colors would look best for me, or like, can you analyze my Instagram profile or whatever, or just put like pictures of themselves. So there are different ways that you can do it. Personally myself, I have recently done it for my own, say like brand, for like Doxy Make and my own Instagram, that I came around of having like a palette just like for consistency issues, but not so much like of how I need, like what kind of projects, like with the colors that I choose, more like of what I liked and I want to have like on the visual identity, like on those. Yeah, but that is the base of like the color theory. I think it's most important is like to have like a visualization of like of the color wheel, and then just to maybe be aware that yeah, there is this primary, secondary, then the complement colors or the analogous colors, because it can come up of like the way that you style the clothes. But hi from Doxy from the future. So if you see me having a differing outfit, is because my camera didn't work. Recording got a little bit difficult on Friday, so here we are, finishing up this video. And we have been left off on my personal process of how I choose color. When I was thinking about it, how I choose color, I realized that a lot of people might think that there is a lot of thinking process behind of how I choose color. I can come and say that most of the times there is not exactly a thinking process. It's more of what I'm feeling at the moment, what I might have seen on my stash that I would like to use and it matches the project, or what kind of color obsession I'm having at the moment. So it's current color obsession. So that would be kind of like the three. And in this no thinking, no process, no thinking, just going with the feels, it's what I call the chaotic energy. It goes like this. So I have decided to make a project, or I'm part of a test knit, and I'm just looking at the yarn or what it has. I will first look like if the yarn is accessible for me, accessible in two ways. In a yarn shop that I can buy it in Finland, and mostly if I can also go and see it before, so it's available like in the Helsinki metropolitan area. And the second is, do I have something, accessible, no. And the second accessible part is that, do I have the resources to buy? So do I have the money to make that purchase? And how big of a purchase that will be, because if it's something that is quite accessible as a yarn, like the price point is a little bit lower, I might think of like going for it. But if it's on a higher, then I will start to looking on a higher range of money, then I will start looking of alternatives, and alternatives that fit my budget at the moment. And so that's kind of like the two criteria. And if I'm not feeling like, if I don't have the resources of either buying it like from Finland or Europe with a reasonable shipping fee, then I will go shop in my own stash, which is very, very extensive. I have to say. I am afraid of making a video. I know that some people have requested a video of me sewing my stash. I'm a little bit afraid of making that, but I would like to make it. So if it's something that you would like to see, let me know in the comments down below. So I will go shop in my own stash and see what I have. And I'm a person that goes and buys yarn for projects, for a specific project in mind, or at least I would say like I want a sweater quantity, or it's going to be a shawl, or it's going to be a hat. So that's the process when I buy yarn, so it is enough and not like an odd skein here and there. The only times that I buy an odd skein here and there is when fingering weight is involved and I really like the colorway. So I know that either I'm gonna make socks, or I can make something, I can make hats, or include it into a shawl, or yeah, double it up or put it with more hair, so stuff like that. So that is kind of like the process, and in that process of choosing color when I will go, when I have no idea, it's more of what I'm feeling at the moment, and if it was gonna work with the gauge. A lot of the times is that I will go and choose pink, or any kind of tones of pink, any kind of the tones of the red maybe, since pink is like a product of red. I try to minimize that, because I have, not that it is a shame to make anything in pink. I have made a lot of things in pink and I quite like it, but I try like to have a little bit of variety onto that. And if I'm not sure, I will take pictures, send it to various friends and family that know me, know like my colors that I usually choose. And if I have the luxury of waiting a little bit for time, then I will sleep on it. I won't make the decision on the same day that I went to the yarn shop. I will sleep on it until I have the next opportunity to go, depending on my schedule, like to have a visit and purchase the yarn or order it online. So I will give it a time, because I know that my subconscious would have already made the decision, and then I might be fighting it because of having like similar colors. So that happens when I am close to picking up a different variation of a pink thing. But in the end, even if it is like another pink garment, or like another tone of red, pink, magenta, however, I end up like to enjoying it more, because I will graduate, I will go and wear that, since I know how to incorporate it inside my own wardrobe. So that would be like an advice to see, like shop your stash, see, go for the color that you know how you're gonna wear it, and I don't think there's a 3. Yeah, I don't think there is a 3. So those two, keep like that in mind. So even if you have like a color that you're using a lot of the times, go for it, because clearly it's a color that you enjoy and you're gonna be wearing it, instead of going for a color that it's new for your wardrobe, but you're not gonna be wearing it. Then there's no point. And if you're like me that buys yarn for a specific project, and then that project you decide not to make it, or like plans change because life happens, don't just like try to be like a little bit of open-minded that where this yarn can be used, because it happened to me last year that I have bought like sweater quantities for a striped pullover that I ended up not making it. And I was wondering, oh, what I will do with this, and I ended up using both of those yarn, like from the stripes, in 2 different projects with some help. Like one of them was like with a mohair, and the other it was like completely standalone, and it was an excellent decision. And I was just like putting away, because I would like to film everything that I need in 2024. And I just realized that, oh, that's sweater quantity that I bought for one project, and I was not gonna make it, and I was wondering, and it was waiting in my conscious that, oh, I have this yarn, but I don't know what I'm gonna make with that, and oh my god, and everything ended up being 2 different projects that I
really like and I really wear. So swap your yarn, go for the colors that you know that you're gonna incorporate mostly in your wardrobe, and use whatever you have if you're not whatever you have in your stash if you were not gonna use it for the project that you bought it for. That concludes the chaotic energy part of how I choose yarn. I'm not sure if it's exactly helpful, but I hope it makes a little bit of a sense. Next one is going to be what I'm missing from my wardrobe. So if I will look like, there's times that I will look like in my wardrobe, I want something specific because I've seen some images on Pinterest, on Instagram, or in real life of cool people wearing, let's just say, a black sweater, and I might have like the palette of pink, and I might not have like, I don't have a single black sweater in my wardrobe, either store-bought or handmade. And it's something that I would like to change. For example, I would like to have a little bit of a more staples, to include them, not made everything in black, but have like a basic drop shoulder oversized black sweater, because I know that I have other pieces in my wardrobe like orange pants or like jeans or off-white pants that they would look very, very nice with it. So this is my second thing that I'm looking for when I'm trying to choose color. I'm trying to look if there is something that is missing for my wardrobe, and currently, as I said, it is missing. It's missing black, dark navy blue, and a little bit of more gray, and maybe a little bit of more white. So I have these like on the basic scale. And if the project like works for it, I will try to make that. But also it depends on what kind of yarn I will fade. Like if the specific color, like the specific navy blue that I want, like the dark navy blue, I maybe like to find it in a yarn, which usually goes like a little bit, becomes a little bit difficult, like because I have like this particular image in my head, and when I cannot match it, I usually just gravitate to other colors. So that's my other process. I would try to look of what I'm missing. And my third process is my current color obsessions. I talked about it in my previous video where I was talking about what I'm currently having as whips and FOs, that I have been obsessed with the color of Bordeaux, Burgundy in this color range. Absolutely obsessed. To the point that I will go to the yarn shop, or if I browse like online from friends, like yarn dyers or anything, I will try to find this color in their palette. Or like I have a very good friend that is a dyer, and I will tell her, you need to make this color if you can. So thank God that she could. So I was very thankful. But yeah, so I have current color obsessions, and that is, I have them actually here, where I have been making. So I think this is Knitting for Olive, heavy merino, and I think Knitting for Olive had the best Bordeaux for me, because you could have like different tones of it. So to me that was like the best that I could find, that I had in my own mind. And I already said the story of how I paired Bordeaux and Poppy Blue. It was completely by chance. I saw the Bordeaux, I wanted to make something, I was thinking about a vest, but then I was like, no, vest, thinking about it, and then I was just like, I just looked up, I saw the blue, and it completely clicked. I was like, yeah, these together, match made in heaven. It's almost have been a month. Like I did that on the 1st of February. and I just, once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And I'm obsessed with Bordeaux. I want to make everything in Bordeaux. I have both, like, this is one of, like, I'm making a striped rugby pullover, rugby inspired pullover out of it, self-drafted by me. And then I'm making like another, again, like self-drafted design of a cardigan in Bordeaux with the yarn from my dear friend Jule from millionth. It's named Oxalis, so I really love it, together with Bordeaux from silk mohair of Bordeaux from Knitting for Olive. And this is like one of the colors that I'm currently like obsessed. But then I realized that I am currently obsessed with the different tones of red that also Bordeaux is coming like from as well. So I'm also obsessed with this color combination of poppy red, like this orangey red a little bit, with light blue. They are very different if you look. Like, of course they are very different, but they belong in the same, quite like in the wider family, like in the same palette. So this is another way of how I choose my color obsessions. And that includes pink as well. Pink plays in everything that I do. Or how my sister calls me, she calls me also a moving sunset, because I will usually go with the colors of the sunset of like this orange and pink and this lilac purple, like all of those kind of stuff. So being obsessed with a color has like a big decision of the color that I will choose for the next project. Again, it depends on the project, that what is going to be, but being obsessed like with a color will make it work. I will try to find it, and that's how it happened with Bordeaux. I saw it, I saw the combination, I was like, I need to make something, and yeah, like that's how the rugby inspired pullover came into view. And I bought that for another project, and then I realized it was during the sale, it didn't work for that project, and I was quite devastated, I have to say. That's why I say don't buy yarn if you're not completely like sure. And then I bought that, and I was thinking that I will make like another project with it, but I'm not quite sure it will work because that project requires sticking, and this is more of a superwash merino yarn. And I know that I have sticked superwash merino yarn by going through the sewing machine of a friend, but currently I have friends that maybe would have helped me with sewing like the edges before I cut them, but I decided I'm not gonna use it for that, and I'm gonna make another stripe thing. Stripes, it's all of my rage. I saw it like when I was putting together again everything I made in 2024. Yeah, stripes is a real thing for me. So if you don't have a color, or if you have not specific, but if you are obsessed with 2 colors or 3 colors, think about stripes. If you can work like the project works for stripes, think about that. So yeah, current color obsession, it's another way of how I choose my color. And next I'm going to be talking about how I combine colors, and especially how I mix different patterns, which I think it's very interesting, and I will have some examples from that. Next thing that the people were quite curious about was how I mix and combine colors and different patterns together. I'm quite of a good example right now, but I need to stand up. I will do it a little bit later. So I have also prepared like 3 examples, so I'm gonna also talk over them to see. But mostly, like, I think the rule that I have been following and discovered when my sister talked to me about it was, or asked me of how I do it, was the fact that I don't see the pattern itself, but I see the base of the color. So I will try to put a picture here of an outfit that I super love, and I think it explains very quite well what I will try to talk about. I have these pants that they are petrolish green with little daisies all over them. And then I have this amazing set of a oversized shirt with strawberries on them. The shirt is cream off-white, I would say, not the brown, the color. And I put them together, and together with a hat that was more beige with jungle like kind of theme, and it was blue. So I put all of those like together. That was like the whole outfit. And it's, I think I made this outfit back in 2021, and I think it's one of my favorite outfits that I will absolutely wear right this moment if it was not winter here in Finland. And the way like that, how I combined like this color was that I saw just like from the pants I saw this petrolish green color, and from the shirt I just saw the white part. And to me it's like, okay, white, off-white with petrol, yeah, they go together, and that's how I wear it. And then on top it was more like the hat came like a little bit more random to put the whole outfit together out of nowhere. So I only see like the background color. So the same like with this kind of like the pants that I'm wearing. Of course I see like the pink that it has in there and everything, but it's mostly like, oh, this is like a cream white, yeah, with a little, with the pink, my pink cream bandana cardigan, that it has like the kind of like the same accents, and then just like an oversized white t-shirt that of course like it's classic like a little bit with the pants, but I think it's overall it's goes together with the outfit because the surface of it it's not as big as is as the pants and as is the cardigan. So that's the other thing. In the outfits there needs to be a little bit of a balance of the different of the colors that you want to have, or like of the pattern, like of the, if you have like a pants or like a garment with that has a pattern on it, a print on them. So you can't have like, why this outfit of the pants with the daisy pants with the strawberry shirt worked was because I tied the shirt on my waist instead of having it as it was oversized. If I had oversized, it might have still worked, but it wouldn't have like the same effect. So by lowering like the surface, like making smaller the surface of the shirt, I gave like more space to the pants to look, to shine, to stand out, however you want it. So you have like to keep in mind like the surface is how much surface, like how much balance there is like in the outfit, like with the colors. And if you're wearing more jeans, any kind of jeans, skirts, pants, overalls, you can, I see jeans for example as a neutral that everything can go with it. And the same goes a little bit with white, not a little bit, with white and black. That is just like they are canvases that I can basically throw all the colors into them. And if you want like to follow kind of like a rule, because maybe you are new into this whole combining prints and colors and patterns and everything, maybe you want to follow this three colors rule, which is basically in an outfit you should have three colors, combine like three colors, and white, and black, as well as neutrals, they don't exactly count, they count as neutrals, that they will go with everything. So then you can build up on that. So for example, you, again like what I'm wearing, it's a good example. So this is like a print, like off-white, quite neutral, which on top I put like another, or like a pink cardigan and a white t-shirt with a different print on it from the pants. So you can start like building from that. So a different color on your for your t-shirt or shirt or pullover, with maybe like jeans that can kind of like as a neutral, and then you can have like a different color on your jacket if it needs to, if you're wearing a jacket or a cardigan or whatever, or like just a vest that you throw on top. Maybe you want to bring like another color through your accessories, so through bags or shoes or like hats or shawls. So you can work like on the surfaces and gradually building color into your wardrobe. If you are someone that predominantly have been using only neutrals, which is great, yeah, it's going to be very unnatural if you're just like, to you, like not to anybody else, mostly like for you, if you just throw like the whole rainbow on you. And it's not something that will gonna make you maybe feel very comfortable, and then it might make you just go away with it because you don't feel comfortable. So gradually building into that, thinking about the three colors rule, or even thinking about, as I said, like in the beginning with the analogous palette. So if you choose like colors that they are next to each other, three colors that they are next to each other, it's a great base like to build upon. Uh, yeah, I will also put three videos, three. I have. Ooh. I have also prepared three different outfits that have a little bit of everything that I said on this section of how to combine prints and patterns and colors, like with everything. So I'm gonna be doing like a cute voiceover of it. So yeah.
This is the first look from the first part of the video. Here my skirt is the biggest surface and I have matched the color of the cardigan with some details from the skirt. The green from the tartan of the skirt works harmoniously with the lime green of the cardigan in an analogous colors way. The boots in a metallic color add another element and texture to the overall outfit. In this outfit, we can see a mix of both colors, prints, and textures. The colors fall under the category of analogous colors, pink, red, orange, yellow, are very close together. There are three different prints, but the most dominant are the ones of the yellow top and skirt. As of texture, the wool cardigan with the mesh long sleeve and tight pleated top add a bit of dimension to the whole outfit. Lastly, here's an outfit following the three colors rule I mentioned in the video. I have chosen to sew it with colors that a lot of people can relate to, black, white, and gray. It helps that in the t-shirt there are some pop of colors breaking the seriousness of the three colors and adding an element of fun. You can follow the same rule with different colors of or choose to use the colors in your accessories.
That was all from my side. I hope you learned something valuable out of it, and so you feel a little bit, maybe a little bit more comfortable of using color in your wardrobe, and maybe you have a little bit of more of an idea of how you choose colors for your next project, or it made you think of your own processes. So if you have like your own process, please let me know in the comment below. I find it absolutely super interesting to know how people choose and how they make their own combinations, because our minds work in a very different way. That will be very interesting to know how you choose your colors, or if you have learned something valuable from this video. I hope you did. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!